Hey everybody, what is going on? Thanks as always for tuning in. We really appreciate it. So today we're going to go over how to tie your own salmon trolling flies. And I know many of you have probably already watched our first video on that, how to tie your own salmon trolling flies. But we're going to do kind of a part 2 here today. We're going to go over some things that I've learned from tying hundreds of these things, if not thousands. Just little tips and tricks on how to do this a little bit easier. So stick around. Okay, so let's jump right into this. First off, please like and subscribe. If you like what you see here, we really appreciate that. When we see those subscriber numbers go up, it means you guys are liking what we do, and it just makes it easier for us to keep going on this channel. So thanks. So here's what we're going to cover today. We're going to go over a new bullet head that Purple Taco came out with called Bug Bods. B-U-G-B-O-D-Z, I believe. It's on their website, Bug Bods. And what it is, it's a much smaller bullet head. I think I put something out on a previous video, something about these, but they are much smaller. I don't know if that's going to focus or not. By the way, I'm trying out a new camera. Leave a comment below if it's a little bit better than the other ones. This is an actual camera used for professional recordings. I'm trying to figure out which camera, what one I want to get. They're not cheap. I think you guys all know that. They ain't cheap. So trying some things out. But anyway, so Bug Bods. So what we're going to need today, we're going to need obviously the bullet head. We're going to need the material. And today I'm going to tie a blackjack fly, and that's a 4-color fly. Gotten quite a few emails and requests saying, hey, can you put another video out showing how to tie a 4-color fly? It seems a little tricky. It's not. It's really easy. So we're going to need the material. You're going to need green holographic. You're going to need mirage. You're going to need black, cracked ice or standard. And you're going to need fuchsia holographic. And actually these are all, you can tell these are all from Purple Taco. You can see there's a price tag on here. The reason being is here at the Tangle Tackle Shop, we now have a Purple Taco display where you can come into the store and you can, there's a book there, you can look at the book, figure out which flies you want to make. It tells you which materials you'll need. You can pick it all out, you walk out the door and you can tie up dozens of flies. So this is the first shop anywhere to have this set up. So if you're ever in Manistee, stop in, check it out, get what you need. Or if something's in your area and you want to maybe get a display in there, talk to your shop, maybe have them call Purple Taco. Maybe there's something that they can do to set that up for it. Anyway, it's a great thing to have. So that's the material you'll need as far as the Purple Taco. You'll need a good set of scissors. These are just Westcott titaniums. I picked these up at Myers. They weren't that expensive and they work great. You'll need a fly tying bobbin with thread. You'll need some clear nail polish. You'll need some 1/2-inch tape, obviously invisible tape, and some kind of cutting device. I use the knife here on my garber tool, my multi-tool. Thing's got a really sharp, almost like a scalpel on there, so it works really good. So that's what you're going to need, and there's a little bit of prep that you're going to need to do with these Bug Bods, and I'll go over that for you right now. Okay, so prep is, it's pretty easy with these Bug Bods. All you really need to do, there's just a couple things. Well, first off, I'm going to point this out. You see, this is one of the things that I've learned. You can't see my face, but I'm here. But one of the things that I've learned from tying hundreds, if not thousands, of these flies is get a good work surface. This is just regular old, I think this is parchment paper. You can find it at Myers, you can find it at any store really. And so I put this down. You can use wax paper. Wax paper works really good also. It just helps things not to stick, to wood or glass or things like that. So the first, number one thing I'm going to tell you right now to improve, get some paper down when you're doing this. So what we need to do, first things first with these Bug Bods, is they come with little eyes. Little eyes that you gotta stick on there. There's a little 2 dimples on both sides of the head where you can stick those on. I don't know if that's going to focus or not. Probably not. It likes my other hand too much. But anyway, there's 2 dimples on both sides. The easiest way I have found to do this, after some trying, because I got to be honest, it's not real easy to do. But I tried putting some glue down and then putting the eye on top of that, and it got just a mess. So what I figured out was I put the eye on the bug bot itself first, and then I just put a drop of clear nail polish right over the top of it, and it actually comes out really, really nice. It gives it a little glossy, I don't know, whatever, a little glossy look to the eye. Gives it a little bit of a sphere to it as well. So I don't know, maybe it looks more like an eye. To me, it does. I don't know about a fish, but you know, fish are picky. I'm going to tell you right now, eyes. I think about these things. Eyes. You know, do I really need to put these on? I remember fishing with a guy one time, one of the best charter guys around here, and he had 2 exact meat rigs out on low divers, and one side kept taking a rip after rip after rip. Same meat rig, same spin doctor, same everything, except one of the meat rigs had red eyes and the other one had glow eyes. And the one with the glow eyes was the one that was taking all the hits. So if you don't think little things matter, I got to beg to differ with you. They do. So I'm going to put these on. I'm going to do that right now. Okay, so I got the eyes glued on there. I know it's hard to see. Pretty, God darn, I wish it would focus on that. I don't know why it won't. But anyway, they're glued on. It's not real hard. It might be a little tricky the first couple of times, but I'm going to set that down to dry for a little bit, and that's part of the prep time that I was talking about. And these bug bots, I didn't say this before, but these come in quite a few different colors. I got clear, blue, orange, pink, and black. So, you know, pretty good collection of colors, or selection of colors, I should say. Anyway, another thing you're going to want to prep for these bug bots, because this area, from the tail of the fly head to the body, it's a little bit narrower than the other bullet heads that we've been using. So what I've been doing is I've been taking my clear tape, pulling out a piece about the size I think I'm going to need, and I'll just put it right down here on this parchment paper. And what I've been doing is I've just been cutting these in half, cutting the strip of tape in half, and it fits much, much better onto that bug body. And that's another reason why I'm using this this paper down here, because you can see that tape just comes off really easy there. You don't have to, it's not sticking real bad. I'll just set it over the side. And I got a couple pieces now ready for when I start tying my fly. Okay, so let's get into the material. This is Mirage. This is the primary color on the blackjack. All these Purple Taco packages come in 1-yard links. So one other question I get quite a bit is, how much material do I need for my flies? So the primary color, and that's going to be your number one, your main color in your fly, I usually cut that out about 1 to 2, I shouldn't say always, because it's not always. Usually about 2 inches though. So that's usually about the width of the material that it comes in. That's a couple inches. So I'll set that aside. Secondary color on this is black cracked ice. Now, secondary colors, I normally go about 1 to 1.5 inches. Not quite as much as the primary. Especially some colors really will take over a fly if you use too much. Glow is a big one. Glow will take over your fly if you use too much of it. Now here's another thing I've started doing with the Purple Taco material. You get these bends, you know, where they wrap the material up, and sometimes these bends get a little crease in them and they're really hard to work with. I won't even use them. I'll just cut around those bends. And so you're losing maybe, you know, 1/8 of an inch of material, but those can be a real booger sometimes to work with. And hey, I understand it's the way they got to wrap their material, so it's a necessary evil. But I don't even try to work with them anymore. I just cut right around them. So black's the secondary. Third color is a green holographic. This is a great all-around color. You know, Mirage and this green together, they're great colors, you know, period. But you start putting other secondary and third colors in there, boy, they really come out nice. So another about 1.5 inches of material right there on the green holographic. And then the red fuchsia is the last color. And this you don't need a whole lot of. This is going to be about 1 inch of material. Just because this is such a vibrant color, it'll take over your fly. The blackjack I think of as a deep water fly. You know, something when I'm fishing down deep. Reds and blacks really show up good in deep water. That's something I have learned definitely over the years from talking to other people and fishing myself. Reds, blacks, the darker colors, I really like them in the deeper water presentations. So that's why I think of the blackjack as really a good deep water fly, but it's really a good all-around fly anyway. Anyway, so primary color goes down first. If you haven't watched our first video on how to tie trolling flies, there's going to be a little bit more explanation in there, but primary color goes down first. I'm going to put my black right down on top of that. And it doesn't even have to go off the edge. You can see I got them staggered a little bit. So up here where the band is, for those of you who don't know purple taco material, there's a band at the top that all that connects to. So when I stagger them, primary colors first, I put the next one down so they stagger a little bit downward. So it's almost like you're walking down in steps towards you. Then my green holographic I'll put down next. And then my red fuchsia on top of the green holographic. And I stepped this out correctly. You know, it's about a total of about 3 inches laying right there in front of me. All in a nice walk down pattern towards me. So, we're going to put this thing together now. Okay, now we're ready to put this thing together. I got my tape that I cut up earlier, so it's a little bit thinner than before. Material's all set. The bug bods is finished drying. So here's another thing I've learned over doing a bunch of these flies. I used to just go ahead and take the tape and just smack it right down on top. What I do now is I tilt it back towards me so it's almost standing up on its end. And I'll put that down slowly. The reason being is a lot of these, some of this material gets a little static charge in it, I believe, and it will jump right up on the tape. And it will end up messing up your fly. So I got this staggered now where I get about a 1/4 inch or so excess on both ends. What I mean by that is my tape is going to hang off both ends, left or right, about a 1/4 inch. Just stand that thing right up on its side, and I'm going to put it right down onto that band, right on the edge. Put a little pressure down with my thumb. And this again is where that parchment paper or wax paper comes in really handy, because now I can just pull that right up and it doesn't stick to my paper. Grab my fly bod and start my wrap. Now, if you haven't watched the last video on how to tie your own trolling flies, we get a little bit more in depth, a little more close up, but really this is nothing more. I'm taking that tape and that ridge right there, the body itself, the ridge where it goes into the tail, that's where I start the tape. I put that tape right down along that ridge. Then all I'm doing is I'm wrapping that material right along that ridge. And you'll know you're doing it right because this material, you can see that starting to balloon out. When it starts ballooning out, you know that you're right where you want to be. And I'm just going to continue wrapping that around until I get my whole fly done. I'll use my thumb sometimes. I'll check to make sure that my material, that band, is sitting right on that ridge. And you guys will know what I'm talking about. After you do this a couple times, you guys will figure it out quick. It's not hard. It's really not. Fuchsia wants to work with me just. It wants to be a little bit of a bugger. Don't be a bugger. Fuchsia, don't be a bugger. Okay, there we go. Still moving. And once I get all the way around, just make sure that tape goes down. Flip that thing over. And you got yourself a blackjack fly. Lots of really good colors in there. Good, very good deep water fly. I wish this camera I want to focus. I don't know. Anyway, there it is. The blackjack fly on a bug bod's body. So pretty cool. I'm really interested and excited to try these bug bod, these small bullet heads out this year. I've had some guys ask me, you know, what's the big deal about them? Are they going to outfish the other ones? I have no idea. I've never tried them, but I sure am going to try it. I'm going to take them out and we're going to run the heck out of them. Anyway, that is your blackjack fly on a bug bod's body. I'll say that 10 times fast. 4-color fly, real easy to do. So we're going to get into how I finish these things up. Okay, how am I going to finish this? Today I'm going to do the normal thread finish. The the fly tying thread finish. You can use magic thread as well. That's in our other video if you want to see that. Go ahead and check that out. It's really easy to use. But I'm going to use the regular fly bobbin today with the normal thread. So how do I do this? First off, a little trick I learned is I retract that thread almost all the way back in, so maybe only about an inch of that thread is sticking out the end. It's just easier to work with that way. I'm just going to put that right down under my thumb, hold that down with my left thumb, and I'm going to pull some thread out, and I'm just going to start wrapping. Now, one thing I have learned doing this, I used to just wrap this thing, and as I was wrapping, I would pull more thread out, and I would break thread all the time. So what I learned to do is I pull about 4 or 5 inches of thread out, and then I make my wraps. Pull about another 4 or 5 inches, make more wraps. And then just keep on going that way. Otherwise, you're going to break your thread. I've had a lot of people ask me, how tight do you wrap these? People have told me that I wrap them and I put my clear nail polish on them. And after it dries, everything is pulled away, or the fly is pulled away from the body. And I think that's a combination probably of the clear nail polish and maybe some kinds of tape. Or maybe people are just wrapping them too tightly. So what I do is it's not like I'm reefing on this thing. It's just semi-snug. That's all it is. Otherwise you might get some of that fly head separation from the material. So after I've put about, I don't know, probably 20-25 wraps on there, you can see on one of my other videos how I do this a little bit better, but I'm just going to put some half hitches on there. And all I'm doing is I'm putting 2 fingers onto the fly thread, rolling it under. See if I can pick this camera up. Hold on. Anyway, 2 fingers, making a loop, putting it over the top, and tying it down. As I know this is going to be really hard to see, so I apologize. There is a better video that we have out that shows how to do this knot a little bit better. But really, it's nothing more than I'm putting 2 fingers straight onto the thread, rolling my hand under, so now that I have a loop, put that loop right on top of the body, remove my fingers, and I just tighten it up. One more time for you. 2 fingers, roll my hand under towards myself, if you can see that. Roll my hand under towards myself. Drop it, of course. Roll my hands under towards myself. I got a loop. Put the loop right on top of the head. Put my thumb there to lock it down, and then just a simple cinch. So 3 or 4 of those knots is plenty. Trim that off, and you've got yourself a tied head now. And all you got left to do, clear nail polish. I'll do that in just a sec. You can see that fly really came out nice. That's a really nice fly. Good looking fly. Anyway, all we got left to do is cement it down. Clear nail polish works great, and it's cheap at the old dollar store. And all I'm doing is just brushing some clear nail polish onto that fly, or onto the thread rather. 1 or 2 times around. What's also nice about this parchment paper is you spill anything on the dining room table, it's not gonna cost you. So that's it. It is done. How to tie your own trolling flies, blackjack fly on a bullet bot's head. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, please. Subscribe, please. Like I said, it helps us to keep going on this channel. It lets us know that everybody's liking what we're doing. Stick around for our next videos coming out. You might want to hit that bell. We got some really cool stuff coming out. We're going to continue with our fundamental fishing series. We're going to cover spoons, plugs, meat rigs, flasher fly, all the basics on those. And I'm going to take you guys to one of the, I know it is. It's the oldest manufacturer of Great Lakes equipment in a certain category. I don't really want to give it away just yet. You guys are just looking at my hands, I know, but it's right up here in northern Michigan. We're going to that shop. We're talking to all the people. You guys, if you can guess who it is and where we're going, leave that comment down below. We're going to be going there in the next, probably 3-4 weeks and doing some really great footage. So thanks again for watching. Be safe on the water and enjoy your flies.